Good morning. Um, you know how it's that Maverick City song. It's like, um, if he dresses the lilies with beauty and splendor, how much more does he love you? Um, I don't think we ever think about that. Like, how much more does he love you? If he dresses the lilies, like, how much more does he love you? Um, Yesterday I was talking to my cousin, and we have very long conversations. But there are conversations that pour into each other. There are conversations that cause us to just, just think about God's grace and his goodness. And yesterday I just realized how loving and merciful and graceful our God is. Because in all honesty, the life that I was living before, if Jesus had not died on the cross for me, I don't know where I would be. And if God was not loving and caring and forgiving and merciful and graceful the way that he is, I'm not sure where I would be. I know when I was first introduced to Christ, I was introduced to a very mean person. I was introduced to a very judgmental, angry, do it my way, get it right type of person. And I think that's the difference between religion and relationship. When you have relationship with Christ, you know that he is kind-hearted, that he is loving. Yes, he can still be stern, but there's a love there. There's a patience that he has for us. Like, I've repented 20 times over, 30 times over, and he still forgave me. I don't think us as humans, we think of it like that. We think of just the capacity or the level that that's on, because somebody could hurt you like 3 times and you're done. You're like, all right, wrap it up. We're done. Right? But God, just being who he is and how loving and caring he is, and because he loves us so much and he wants everyone to make it to the kingdom of heaven, he's patient with us. And I was just thinking about the story of Adam and Eve. I'm reading this book right now. And it talks about how after they ate the fruit, right? They ate the fruit and then they went and they put clothes on because they felt so ashamed. And God is an all-knowing God, right? God is an all-knowing God. And in the book it says, how do you approach him, right? So what did God do when they, went out and and hid themselves and stuff? God said, where are you? Like he's walking in the garden, this is our regular routine. He's like, where are you? I'm pretty sure he already knew. Like he already knew, okay, y'all did something y'all ain't had no business doing, because usually y'all out here. Usually y'all in the garden. I ain't gotta look for y'all. Y'all ready to receive me, right? And he's like, where are you? And they're like, oh, we hid ourselves because we were ashamed because we were naked. He's like, who told y'all was naked? But I say that to say this. God is asking, where are you? Even though you've sinned 20 times over, even though you feel like you're too far gone, like the relationship with God, it just won't get back to where it is. Let me tell you something. Someone in my group chat posted this earlier. When Mary felt like Jesus was taking too long, and she was like, where were you? Like, Lazarus is gone. In her head, she just needed him to be there. He had bigger plans. It wasn't just going to be a healing. It was going to be a resurrection. And I believe that if you come back to God and you come back to Christ and you just say, you know what, I don't know how to do this. I can't do this. I'm struggling. You're never too far gone. That's the lie of the enemy. You're never too far gone. You're never further. Like, God is a loving God, and he always welcomes us with open arms. And I'm speaking from experience. He always welcomes us with open arms. He leaves the 99 for the one. So that means he'll follow you to that mountaintop. Like, he loves us so much. He wants us to be in relationship with him, to love him, to obey his commands, not obey his commands like rules, but obey them as, this is just something I want to do because I love Christ that much. And when you get to a point where you learn God in that way, and not the get it right or you failed today, because that's not God. That's the lies of the enemy. The enemy speaks to you that way. He says you're a failure. He says you're not doing enough. He says, believe that Jesus has already done it. Believe that he loves you already, because he does. He loves you regardless of how low you are. He loves you regardless of how much sin you've committed. He loves you. That don't mean stay in that sin, because y'all hear that and y'all be like, oh, he loved me anyway, and I'm gonna go sin some more. Uh-uh. But he loves you. And if you could just give him a chance for him to show you that love, there's an indescribable peace that you have.